To discuss this further, former Georgia congressman and host of the Doug Collins podcast, as well as an attorney. Doug Collins also joining us, editor-in-chief at the National Memo, Joe Conason. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. Doug, let's start off with you first. Let's talk more about that breaking news, Kilmeny's report. 5 Secret Service agents, they've been placed on leave, including the special agent in charge. What do you think will happen next? I mean, it's kind of long overdue, right? It's been a month and a half now.
Yeah, my question is why now? I mean, what's happened in the last 24 hours or so to speak that hadn't happened in the last 6 weeks? I mean, I think it's really interesting that the timing comes out now. After the Democratic convention, after everything is settled down, but before Congress gets back in about 2 weeks and we start seeing these public hearings. I think this is a sort of a timed preemptive strike to say, look, we are doing something. But again, I haven't seen any clarification if these are suspensions or are just basically administrative leaves with pay. Are they suspended? Are they, is this, what it's going to be? So again, I think there's a lot of questions still to be answered. But I think the timing is very suspicious as you have the committee ramping up and Congress coming back into town in about 2 weeks.
Joe, one of the big questions is, did the would-be assassin act alone? Yesterday, while the president was at the border, he was notified by a reporter that there was another guy that was trying to kill him. There was a manhunt for him. And then a day before the president was almost assassinated in front of the entire world, a Pakistani man with ties to Iran was also arrested, and the president wasn't notified about it. What do you think about the president being kept in the dark? Is this normal?
I assume you mean the former president. I don't know whether it's normal to inform him of threats against him. I assume there are a lot of threats and they don't know which ones to take seriously, or whether they need to tell him about every threat or only the ones that are deemed serious for some reason after investigation. So I'm not necessarily equipped to second guess any of the procedures that the Secret Service uses in these instances.
Doug, you've been at multiple rallies with the president. He's been very complimentary of the Secret Service agents, even the ones from that fateful day. What do you think his reaction will be regarding the agents being placed on leave?
Well, I think it just goes back to the accountability issue. And look, you get people who are around you. He's with especially his own detail. And I think there's only one out of his detail that was actually seemed to be reprimanded at this point. But these are folks that are with him every day. He gets to know them. They know him. You find these relationships. I've talked to Secret Service agents before who get to know, it's amazing because they stay with, especially former presidents, the entire life. So, they really build relationships here. So I think, it's something that he would be concerned about going forward. But I think he's also appreciative of those who did try to move forward and help him on that day. So there's a natural affinity, for those folks. But again, accountability needs to come, and we'll see how it comes in this case.
Joe, before I let you go, how important is it for everyone on both sides to kind of calm down the rhetoric? Because, I mean, we saw at the DNC, there was chaos outside of the DNC. Maggots were served. And then the President Trump, the former president, there was an attempt on his life. So how important is it for the rhetoric on both sides to be, taken down a notch?
I think that would be great, Kilman. It would be very good if we could see less violent rhetoric from anywhere, that everybody would acknowledge that violence or threats of violence are unacceptable in our politics, which I think was said many times at the Democratic convention. I think it was, any expression other than horror at the attempt on the former president's life is wrong, just as it was wrong when the former president and his son and others made fun of the attempt on the life of Nancy Pelosi's husband. That was despicable, and everybody needs to learn not to do that.
No victim of any crime should ever be ridiculed. Doug Collins, Joe Conason, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thanks, Lady.
Thank you.